Yo chat, hello. As you can see, I'm just loading on to the game. Hello chat, hello. Welcome to the stream. So I've just turned my TV volume down just to avoid copyright. But yeah, let's have a look at the new daily races. I haven't played the game in about a week or week and a half because I just kind of forgot I had a PlayStation really. So let me have a look. So 30th of the 5th. Let's have a look. So let's enter, shall we? This is going to be this race is going to be very interesting because, as you see, I'm entering an Nürburgring, which I'm just going to do this because it's a very interesting race. I'm excited to see how I do. I've only got one lap, and this is a difficult track, so I'm just going to try and, from the experience of driving the Nürburgring on different games, piece my lap together, really. I'm going to be probably starting from the back of a grid, but at the end of the day it might be good because if I get a good lap in but I start top 5, I might get stuck in a battle and then I can gain positions based on about the fact it's such a difficult track to perfect. So yeah. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. I'm just entering a race, as you can see. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of wait for a race to start. I just want to sit. So yeah, now this is time for the race, or in a second at least. So yeah, Jakinson, hello. Welcome to the stream, mate. So yeah, let's see where I finish, shall we? In 10 minutes. So you know, one thing's for sure, I don't think I would finish very high up on this. In terms of quali laps, I think I'd only manage about 8 minute 50 because it requires such perfection. The lap does. Or actually no. Now I've seen that you can set an 8 minute 20. I reckon I'd set an 8:28. I reckon. But those guys must have spun, or they must have kept going wide or something like that, because as they were set at 8 minute 40s. But you know. I'm hoping my car has got decent speed. No, my car doesn't seem to have good speed. I got the run at the start, but now I just don't really I seem to be losing more time than I'm gaining, really. So I'm looking for a braking zone. I don't know where it is. There's a braking zone. I've gone wide myself. But as you can see, I've avoided all the early carnage. I found myself in the barrier, unfortunately. I've now gone into last place as a fact, but I thought I'd be able to carry decent speed through a corner, but there wasn't a plan for me to do that. I've now gained 2 positions because they've had a struggle there, as you can see. I'm struggling to keep my car on track now because I've got damage. And now my car just won't steer through the corner. So this really isn't good, is it? No, it's not good. So I've got a gap, but I've got a gap to them as well, and I've only got a 4-second gap. Oh, there's a 3-second gap. There was a 12-second gap. Now there's a 3-second gap in front. So there must have been a crash of some sort. There's a crash there, so I've gained 1 more position. But I'm still having issues driving my car. I'm hoping towards the end of the lap I can pick some more places up. I'm just hoping that this... Oh my god. I cannot steer through any of the corners. This is not good. I'm going to have to lift off, aren't I? I'm going to have to start lifting off for every corner. And I'll only brake, you know. Like here, I'll brake now. Like, it's clear to me that this car, because of the damage, I've just got no way of steering the car well. I managed to steer through there, but that's only because it was a relatively easy corner, I would say. And as a result of my car refusing to move, I've lost the place now. And as a result of my car deciding to put me in the barrier, again, I've lost the place. This really isn't good, unfortunately, but, you know, nowadays I wasn't expecting to do very well in this race, so, yeah. Unless my damage can repair itself, which would be good. I think I've learned something from here. I need to brake a lot earlier. Or no, I just generally, at the start, I need to brake earlier when I was braking, and I need to wait until I'm actually out of a corner until I accelerate. And now I've picked up a penalty for absolutely no reason. Just to add salt into the wound. So yeah. I really don't like this track, but I just wanted to give this a go. Because at some point I've got to do a track that's actually somewhat interesting to spice my streams up. So yeah. I wonder where this... As there's only 1 lap, I think this penalty will just be added on until at the end. So even if I finish ahead of someone, but if I'm not 0.5 seconds ahead or however many seconds of penalties I gain, then I will end up last. You know? If, let's say, by the end I've only got 0.5, but a lot more incidents has happened where they've crashed out or they've hit a barrier or they've gone wide and spun out, and I gain more places from that. Or maybe not gain any places, but I gain time. Never mind, I'm not going to gain time because my car decided to put me in the barrier. Again. But anyway, how has your day been, chat? I want to get you guys involved in the race. Give me a target of where to finish. Give me a target. A realistic target. Of where I could finish in this race. Whoever it is that's in the stream, whether it's Jake or Son, whether it's someone else, welcome. I'm gonna make sure I can actually hear myself on the stream, because if I can't hear myself, then you guys can't hear me. Because if I can't hear myself, then you guys can't hear me. Alright, I can hear myself. And now I've left the stream on my phone, just to avoid the viewer count going up. I've gained one position because someone's left the race, but in general I've got a gap, as you can see. Look, as you can see by the actual I'm just hoping I can gain time on someone. As you can see, I'm gaining time here. I've now hit the barrier myself, so I might have not gained as much time as I did, but yeah. Oh my fucking god, why is this track so ridiculous? This track's rigged, man. This track's genuinely rigged. This track's genuinely rigged in everyone's favour, in everyone else's favour. Like, or to some extent at least. Look at this, look at how slow I'm going through a corner. It's not even funny. And now I'm at the end of a lap, for fuck's sake. Oh my god. Oh my fucking gods. This is a joke, man. This game's genuinely rigged. Honestly. How is the game supposed to be genuinely fair? If every time I go through a corner, I just get put in the barrier. Like, look at that. It doesn't matter how slow I go. It doesn't matter when I brake. It doesn't matter when I accelerate. Eventually, it's just going to put me in the barrier. It's a joke. Gods. There's a finish line just round this corner, I believe. Nope, there's a few more corners to go. There, oh, there's the finish line up there. Or is it? No. There's the finish line all the way up there. So, oh my fucking gods! Why is this game trying to take me out constantly? Look, the car's steering me in the opposite direction now. Now the damage has actually fixed itself. Luckily I actually finished the race, for God's sake. But this has been awful. I don't even know what to say. This race has been absolutely abysmal. This race, or this daily race at least. And I've gone down all the way. Lovely. Now I've gone back to D. Great. I'm gonna have to just... So, yeah. Let's have a look at how bad my thing is now. So, my god, I've got a way to go. Oh my god. Right then, so let's have a go with this then. I'm going to go ahead and submit my lap time. Now, I'm going to have a look at the gold, silver and bronze laps, because I'm not quite sure. So obviously the best lap is a 1 minute 22 according to the thing. But, or at least somewhere in that range. But, I think that's at least the gold time actually. The top times will probably be a few seconds quicker than that, to be honest, knowing the game. But yeah. So yeah, let's have a look. So 125, hang on. 125.0 is the gold. So I've got to get 125.28 or higher to get gold. Now I know the target, I'm going to go for it. Or at least I'm going to aim for that target. But for now, from my first lap, I'm going to aim for a 28.0 or higher. Or faster, not higher. Because obviously I'm not going to get it straight away. If it was too easy, then it wouldn't be worth it. Or at least they would lower... If they made it if they made it too easy, they would just lower the reward, wouldn't they? You know, I don't know what my sector time is going to be, but one thing for sure, I'm ready to see. You know, I'm ready to piece this lap together and try my best. Yeah. That's too early, that is. That braking point is a bit too early. Now, I've gone over the track limit by mistake, which is my fault. I should have realised that GT7 is a bit stricter than F1. But yeah. So I think I've got a long way to go, as you can see, right? Because I'm not even getting a 28. I'm not even getting a 28. I'm only getting a 32. 0. So I've definitely got a long way to go. Yeah. But one of the things for sure, I'm definitely going to brake a little bit later. Maybe that was a bit too late there. But I'm hoping that I can get the line and I can also push well to actually get a good lap. Now, I can certainly brake a bit later than I did last time. That's one thing for sure, but that was close. That was close to an invalidation, Matt. Oh, for God's sake, man! This isn't even fair! This game's rigged in their favour! This game's rigged! I go on the gravel once and it invalidates my lap. It's a joke. There could be people that invalidate worse than that and don't get invalidated. Like where they properly cut the corner. It's a joke. They need to make the track limits really easy to understand. So it's not changing every corner, it's a certain limit. For example, if it's the red lines on the track, for example, if the track limit is a white line, then they make it clear that you can't go past a white line. If a track limit wants to be a red line, which is somewhere painted on the curbs somewhere, then that's a track limit. For example, you know. Or for example, the track limit is the red and white curbs. You can go on it, but you can't go past it. Like I'm doing this to minimise the distance travelled. Now it's a braking zone. I'm going to move back over. I've had a bit of a moment there, as you can see, but yeah, I'm hoping I can get the best line possible through here. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, everyone. Or not welcome to the chat, welcome to the stream more. Actually, so, how has your guys' day been? Has the day been alright? Has the day been shit? This is a safe place to talk about it. So yeah. Feel free to ask me any questions in the chat, guys. Feel free to ask me anything. Feel free to give me suggestions for a game to stream or an idea on a game that I'm playing right now to do, etc, etc. Alright, so I've set my lap now. Now, I'm going to try and improve it. 5 tenths around 5 tenths faster than my previous lap. Now exit, let's get into the actual race. Let's have a look. Is it silver or is it bronze? Let's have a look. Where is my lap time? It is bronze, right. So I'm just going to check the time. Oh crap, I've missed the entry by 1 minute. Right, so that's an issue. Or actually no, was it 15? Yeah, I've missed it. I've missed the entry, unfortunately. So, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Hang on. So, 15:20. So, I've got 8 minutes to go ahead and set a lap. So, here, what I need to get done is I need to get a decent lap in. I don't know where my lap is going to be. I'll take one quick look at the leaderboards. I'll load the fastest ghost, and then I'll use that as a target. And then yeah. I'm just going to sit here now and wait for the game to load, really. So Let's have a look. 144 on my friends list. 137, right. 137.4. So something's telling me I'm going to be setting in the 40s, maybe with, you know. Because I'm pretty sure those leaderboards are for every single player on the game that's done it, not just people in my class thing. Because if it was, that'd be insane pace. What is going on with my brakes? I don't know why, chat. My brakes just don't seem to work. There we go. No, alright, clearly to me, these brakes are so bad to the point I have to hold the brake all the way. Like that. Now, I've probably got a terrible line just from how much I've had to use the brake to go round the corner. And as you can see, my car's hardly turning the corner, as you can see. So, brake now, because this is a ridiculous braking zone. These brakes are absolutely terrible. And as you can see, look at how wide I've gone. Just because I don't know the braking zone, I've gone completely off track. It's now likely going to be invalidated. No, it's not. But one thing to sure, this lap is going to be insanely slow. And I've just been reset to the track, for God's sake. I've just been reset to the track because I went that wide. So one thing's for sure, this lap is going to be terrible. But hopefully on lap 2, I can gain a huge amount of ground. And maybe even slightly beat the first best time on the friends list. You can see how I'm struggling to stop the car here. This is not going to be good in my race. I don't feel confident going into this race, chat. Just by how ridiculously abysmal the brakes are. Look, I'm not even on my throttle. I've braked from like 100 to 70 and it still can't make the corner. 30 down to 30 miles an hour and my car's still struggling to make the corner. What is going on with this car? I look at how bad the brakes are. I can't turn at all. This car has zero steering. Like, I don't know what to say really, except GT7, you have got to do better on a daily race like this. You've got to do better with the car. Either you change the BOP limit, or you change the car for this sort of event. I get you might want a relatively bad braking car, but brakes are a little bit better than that. Come on. Look at this lap, mate. Oh my god, this is awful. You know, at the end of the day, I'm gonna gain time now because my car would have obviously got reset. But yeah, this is still a very painful lap time to say the least. I'm just really trying not to go off track, but I just don't have any form of brakes on this bloody car. I don't know what to say. Like, look at this. I go off track once and it still gives me a penalty because that's how shit the brakes are. This car has got zero brakes. If you have done this daily race and you are seeing what I'm doing wrong, well, let me know, because as you can see, I'm really struggling with this blooming car, with this, from my perspective, shit piece of machinery. It's nice. Oh my god, look at that again. I'm forced to lift off just to make the corner there. Now I'm gonna brake here and hope that I haven't I've braked enough. So yeah, I'm still gonna massively improve my lap time, but it's still gonna be awful. So I've massively improved now, but one thing's for sure, that braking point still has a lot of work to do. If I'm going to go into a race, and I'm going to race competitively without taking anyone out, I'm going to have to massively figure out this car. Within the next few minutes of practice I've got, I only have enough time for this lap actually, so I'm going to have to hope I can get a best lap I can. I'm going to have to hope I can get at least 1 minute 46 at this rate. I can't even turn my car. I thought I was on a good lap, and now I'm going to get a penalty, aren't I? Look at that. 1 second? Is that a laugh? Oh my god. This game's bloody rigged, man. This game's genuinely rigged, and this game's rigged as hell. I bet I would get a faster lap time without any fucking brakes at this rate. That's how bad the brakes are. That is how shit the brakes are. I have to brake at about 200 meters. Anyway, chat. So, daily race day here. Daily race day. Daily race day, yeah? This is going to be horrible. I just have a feeling that I'm going to get a 50-second time penalty with how bad these brakes are. And it's genuinely nothing to do with me. It's to do with how shit the brakes are. It's to do with the fact they've given us a car where the brakes are non-existent. Because the brakes are that bad. Generally, you know, I reckon it'll be better if we scrap the brakes out of this car. You know why? Because people would actually have to like lift off, and they'd actually have to try to go through a corner. You can see how people are struggling with the brakes already. I'm just going to try and make the corner myself without any issues. Now, as you can see here, he's probably going to have to give me a bump drop. I'm going to leave him space on the inside. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to... I'm going to send him a chat and say... I just wanted to say that purely because I did not mean to turn across him. I genuinely didn't. Or at least it looked like I turned them across him, to be honest. Oh! He's now taken revenge. He's now taken revenge. He's now taken revenge, chat. He's now taken revenge. And he's gotten me a fucking time penalty because he can't... I know that an apology doesn't change it. I did do that. But at least I apologised. Or did I? Yeah, I did put it in my chat, at least. Now, this is the issue here. People hit someone off track. A person that goes off track gets a penalty, even though they were rammed into. Either way, I'm still looking at the replay to find out who the fuck did that. And I'm also going to be clipping this after the stream as well. So, 36-minute mark. He just sent it down my inside. I didn't even notice he was there, to be honest with you. So yeah, now I'm just going to look to get a move done on him. He's either going to take me out or he's not going to take me out. It's one of the two. So yeah, hello chat once again. I'm currently in daily race A, having the pain of my life because this car has 0 brakes. When I say 0 brakes, I mean the car literally feels like there's not even any brakes. Because I brake, right? And it feels like it's only until I'm going wide off the track that the brakes actually work. That's how bad the brakes are in this. Oh my fucking god! See what I mean? This car won't even fucking go! I was literally had my throttle all the way down and my car wouldn't move off a fucking track. It's a joke. Bloody hell. But I'm not being funny, but I don't want to ever do this race again. This race is that fucking bad. The race is that shit. I wish whoever did this race gets fired from Polyphony. I'm not even joking. But this race is that fucking bad. Either way, right? Oh my god, oh fuck off. Fuck off, you wanker. Piss off. The game's just bullying me at this point. The game's just bullying me at this point. Like, I'm sorry, but in real life, right? The car might be half safe, but in the fucking game, if a car's like this in real life, I would hope the insurances do have a low price, purely because of how bad the brakes are. They can't be held responsible for them slamming the brakes at full power and the brakes hardly working. Where like if this was full brakes, yeah, imagine it braking like this down at this speed, you know, like 160. That's actually put a decent braking zone, that. Either way, this race has been absolutely awful. Either way, I mean, I just don't know how he's supposed to attract pace out of this car when you're braking 90% of the time on the lap. Or no, 80% of the time actually. Be a bit realistic. Because the reason you have to brake so much on the lap is because the brakes are so bad. If they do even one upgrade to the brakes, which maybe reduce the stopping distance by 20 meters, there will be a difference in every corner. A noticeable difference actually. There should be. By 20 meters. And then when it's by about 80 meters, the brake should really be good. Well no, I think it would have to be 100 meters actually. The only target I'm going to go for is the final lap being a clean lap. That's the only target I'm going to try and achieve at this rate. Because the brakes are that bad. The car is so undrivable. That aiming for any more places is not really realistic. Like look, P1 is winning, is good guaranteed to win. P2 and P3 podium positions are locked out. The win position is locked out. Like everyone else, you know, I'm not going to gain any places. The people ahead just have to battle it out now. That's the only battling that's going to take place. And also P2 and P3. That's realistically the only battling that can happen at this rate. So hang on, P8, P8, P7, P6, P5. Oh, where's the brakes on this car, man? I have a braking line perfect, man. Just brake! The game's a fucking rigged game. This game is so fucking rigged to a point I want to just go into my fucking polyphony thing and just fucking, like, you know, scream in their ears how rigged this fucking race is. Show them all the clips where I get punted off and I get a penalty. Show the clip where, you know, I go off track by a millimetre and it gives me a 2-second time penalty. Because that's what it feels like. You know, but the race is that fucking bad. I don't know why they did the race in the first place. I don't know why they bothered with this race in the first place. The race is that bad. If they don't have complaints, then I'll be shocked. The race is that fucking terrible. Right, has my rating gone down or up? My rating has gone down, what a surprise. What a fucking surprise. But my sportsmanship has gone up for some reason. Save replay. Let's have a look to see how this played out, because I'm not sure what happened on that one. I want to figure it out. I want to find out what happened, because if I did hit him, I will apologise. You know, if I did hit him, I will apologise on stream, because I did not mean to turn into him if that's what happened. If he turned across me in a braking zone, then that's his issue. If I turn into him, that's on me. Showcase. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna check to see how many views the short has, but I posted a few minutes before going live. The short's got 96 views. That's understandable because I haven't posted in so long and my views are naturally gonna drop, and I'm gonna have to regain my views as I post more. So anyway, so oh, for fuck's sake! Sorry chat, but this fucking screen has gone off again. I'm going live on Twitch in literally a few. Right, I'm trying to figure out what happened in this braking zone. Right, I can't really see it because there's not much of an angle. Right, I need to figure out how to change the camera angle. There we go. So as you can see, right, I'm here. I've committed to my line, right? He swerves it across me, right? He swerves across me. That's on him. So Max, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. That's on you. Right? You should have been able to see, but I got fully ahead of you here, look. And you should have been able to go the inside is the line. Because then what I would have had to done is leave you room, wouldn't I? To be fair now, I don't think I left him much space, but naturally that's a part of racing. When someone's approaching you fast or they're catching up to you and there's your slipstream, you're the person behind, right? You need to look at the space and go, is the outside available? No. The inside's available? Yes. Or is a better option to just slightly lift off and stay behind him? Option 3, stay behind him. Try and get him in the braking zone. No, as a result of that, that happens to him, he gets a 0.5 second penalty, and then he tries to go and kill that guy. Let me just check something actually, hold up. So we're going into a braking zone, right? We're going into a braking zone, yeah? Let me just check something actually, hold up. So we're going into a braking zone, right? We're going into a braking zone, yeah? He's down to 59. He's down to 55, right? He's roughly down to about 40 miles an hour. Now Max on the other hand. Oh no, that's the wrong bit I think. No, I think that's the wrong braking zone I was on about. So that's me there, as you can see. Apparently I went off track. I'm gonna have a look again. So that's me there, as you can see. Apparently I went off track. Oh yeah, there's a limit. I went off track, as you can see. No, but then he just completely rams into me, as you can see. There's a limit. I went off track, as you can see. But then he just completely rams into me, as you can see. Fucking hell, this TV's gone off again. Will you fucking load, you stupid piece of shit? Right, I'm back on. I need to look at it again because I don't know who hit me. I think it's Haja, is it? I need to look at it again because I don't know who hit me. Yeah, he just, I don't really know what happened there. I think what happened, back again. So, he's going 70, now 49, 39. I'm 10 miles per hour less, right? As a result of that, he should know that I'm fully on the outside, and his braking zone should have been right. I'm going to go back again, and I'm going to pay attention to when I brake. Through this corner, this next one. So, 79. 77, I've just braked. So, harsher. 77, I've just braked. Alright, I'm going to do something. I'm going to put my finger where my rear is now so I can compare braking zones on harsher. Alright, I'm going to do something. I'm going to put my finger where my rear is now so I can compare braking zones on harsher. Oh, I know, because that's not right, is it? Because then... So, essentially, now harsher is here. What's his speed? 49. My speed is 39. So, harsher must have got too cocky and broke too late. But did harsher get a penalty for that contact? No, I get a penalty because I get hit. Let's play it again, shall we? He goes straight into me. He doesn't get a penalty. However, I get a penalty because I'm off track, aren't I? Let's have a look at this again, look. So I get hit off track, right? Bang, I get hit off track. Well, no, I don't get it for I get it for contact, I think. So because he hit me, the game registered that I've actually hit him. That's how the game thinks. It doesn't think, oh, there's contact. Let's look at how it happened. A few seconds later, the guy behind hit into me. Let's go back a few more seconds and see where everyone braked. Oh no, harsher rammed into him. He gets a penalty. No, Because Harsha Mitchell is breaking, I'm at fault. That's how the game thinks. It's a joke, isn't it? Anyway, I don't have a patience for these daily races, right? I don't have a patience. I've done 2 of them, and as you can see, I'm losing my patience. So as I always say, thanks for watching. See you guys on the next stream. Peace out. And bye. Peace. See you guys on the next stream.